Hi, everyone. It's me, Lori Lytle, Inner Goddess Tarot, and co-creator of the Unifying Consciousness Tarot. So in this video, we're going to do a nice little 3-card spread together, just so you can see how powerful and beautiful these cards are, how well they read. Because this is a deck that it's beautiful and uplifting, but also it's solid and it wants to be used and read with. So let's give it a spin. And in the book that comes with the Unifying Consciousness Tarot, I've created some spreads that are based on the energy of this deck and to help you work with this deck. And they're quite in-depth and extensive. So I thought in this video, we could just try a 3-card spread together fairly quickly so that I'm not talking to you for hours and hours and hours, which I could easily do about tarot and about this deck. So why don't we ask the cards how we can make the most of today? So we're going to pull a simple card, one card. How can I make the most of today? And this may be what you need to see or know or feel, right? But how can I make the most of today on the bigger picture? And then I'm going to pull 2 cards that are suggesting concrete actions that we can take to, in fact, make the most of today. So give the cards a good shuffle. How can we make the most of the day? How can I and how can you as you are watching this? Okay. So I like to cut the cards. And this is just a prototype deck, by the way. The final one will be much fancier, but it's still pretty beautiful. Okay. Wow. Okay. So how can I make the most of today? The Magician appears. So if you're planning for a quiet, restful day, I think that just went out the window. Because the Magician is all about manifestation and using your power, using your talents, showing the world what you can do, really feeling your own magic, right? So if there's something that you've been wanting to do, something that you've been meaning to get started or try, the Magician says, what are you waiting for? You have all the skills, you have the magic you need, just go for it. So think about this feeling of magic that's just flowing through you, channeling through you, wanting to be manifested and used. So it's a great day to, I keep using that word manifesting, but that's what's coming in my mind here. It's a great day to manifest whatever it is that you desire. So put your energy towards creating what you want and using your skills and your talents joyfully to do that. So the Magician gives us the overall flavor for today. Now let's pull 2 cards suggesting concrete actions that we can take to embody that Magician and really bring that energy out. Oh, I love this card too. The Moon. So the Moon brings in that feeling of intuition. And I mean, the Moon to me is also a magical card, but they're different, right? The Magician is very active and outward and showing what they can do, showing their talents. But the Moon is very inward looking, mysterious, connecting with your instincts, with your intuition, and remembering that you are actually an ancient being with access to all kinds of deep ancestral knowing and wisdom. So the Moon, that's a big card to come up with a concrete action. But what does it suggest to you? It may be on a very literal note, like if you do any work with the moon phases, that today is a good day to tap into that energy. So be mindful of what phase of the moon we're in and what kind of energy or magic that suggests for you. It may be as simple as making sure you go out and look at the moon tonight and ask for the moon to send you a message. And again, on a more practical note with that moon card, it's connecting with your intuition and listening to those messages. So what kind of practices do you do that help you to connect with your intuition? Perhaps you need to read the cards for yourself as well. So something that boosts your intuition and gives you access to that information. So think about for you what that might be. For me, it's clearly reading the cards right now. Okay. And so now here I'm going to pull a second action. Oh, wow. So here we have the 9 of Swords. Isn't that a visceral card? Oh, so Swords in the tarot are the mind and how we think and how we perceive things and how we perceive ourselves. And we create our own world with our thoughts and how we perceive ourselves and the events around us. And you can see that Nine of Swords. Wow. It's somebody is carrying, or somebody, you and me, right? We're carrying a little too much in our mind. Our thoughts are weighing heavy on our mind. Thoughts and memory are ruminating and twisting in our minds. Perhaps you didn't sleep all that well last night, and some worries or thoughts were keeping you awake. So this Nine of Swords wants you to be aware of that, to see that perhaps you're carrying a little bit too much. You're overthinking things. And with the Nine of Swords can often be a time when you've been thinking about something so much, or just kind of vaguely worrying about it, that it's gotten out of proportion. You're not seeing it clearly, and it's just kind of a vague worry that you're carrying. So the action in that Nine of Swords is to be aware of that and to ask yourself, how can I get out of my own head? Do I need to talk to somebody? Because often when we speak those thoughts out loud, we realize that they're not accurate, or they're not quite clear, or so it just by vocalizing them, you can clear them away or put them in perspective. Nine of Swords, the antidote to that card too, can be doing something physical, right? Getting out of your head and doing something that connects you with your body rather than living all up in your mind, right? And as I'm looking at these cards too, I see the difference between these eyes, right? The eyes of the moon are wise and understanding the deeper message and seeing things from a higher perspective. In the Nine of Swords, it's your eyes are wide open, but you're not seeing clearly. You're seeing through worry or fear. So we want to release that and tap back into our deep inner knowing. And then we can use our magic without reservation and without fear. So take a breath, have a look at those cards. What do they say to you? Let your intuition speak to you. And does anything personal come out for you in those cards? Because you are the magician today. You can make some magic happen. Tap into your inner knowing, get your intuition firing up for you, and get out of those thoughts that aren't serving you well. Let them just fly away. So thank you for watching. I leave you with the same blessing that I start my readings with. May you be guided by the unifying consciousness of love. And please support the Unifying Consciousness Tarot on Kickstarter. I can't wait for you to actually have this deck in your own hands. And oh, High Priestess. Yay, I love her. So she appears for us. But anyway, I can't wait for you to have this deck in your hands and to work with it and see how it sings to you as well. Thanks. Bye-bye.